I just care about if you're a good person or not. You know, I just care about what kind of people we are. And this is where, like, you know, I'm not trying to start a fight with anybody. Like, I want to understand what is real and what has been a narrative that's pushed on me to manipulate my emotions and push me to make choices that I don't understand.
Well, the wildest thing about the BLM thing is there's always overcorrections, right? There's always like things that we recognize are giant problems in this country, and racism certainly is one. And then things go so far to one direction, and then they bounce back the other direction. The problem with that is, like, you don't want it bouncing back into the area of accepting racism. You don't ever want it to be pushed in so far to one way that it becomes popular to bounce back the other way.
No, what I care about are things that are called racist that shouldn't be, like math.
Right.
Like, I'm talking about that stuff.
That kind of shit.
And like where it's become maniacal.
The problem is it also becomes something that people barter in. You know, you whenever you have an issue that's a cultural issue, you're going to have people that are essentially like mercenaries that use whatever that cultural issue is for their own personal gain, for their own, and you know, that's one of the things that people saw with BLM was where all the money went.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah. I mean,
where did it go?
A lot of it's missing. A lot of it was spent on houses for the people that, you know, were a part of the movement that now live in mansions.
Originally, what was it supposed to be for? Community-oriented things?
But the problem is whenever you have any sort of charitable organization, you have people that are actually being paid by that organization. And, like, how much should they make? And then, like, where is that money going? How is that money being allocated? Who gets to decide? If you donate $1 million to an organization, that organization has $1 million. Do they have a mandate very specifically as to where they can apply that money and not? And it turns out in some cases, no.
Right.
And people were donating because they thought it was a good cause and the right thing to do, and it made them feel better to donate.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I did those things, and I didn't understand them other than I just felt so bad.
Right.
You know, and that's where I wanted to take control of my life in that way, of just like, I want to know what's going on. I want to know what I believe in. I want to know what's real. And I want to read and have my own life experiences and talk to people if they want to share something with me so I can understand your perspective, you know? Like, I'm big on meritocracy, you know? Like, I work hard. I know people that work really hard and get to the places they want to be in life, or keep trying to get to the place they want to be in life, whether it's your career or being a good person or being a good, you know, mother, father, husband, wife. But, you know, to say like you have an advantage because you're a man and I have a disadvantage because I'm a woman is bullshit. I mean, like, I get where sometimes that would make sense, like if we were talking UFC. But like that kind of stuff, like I've been the only woman on a bill more times than I could ever count. Like, that's just like been in the way for a while. And then you start seeing more female artists and they're really, really good. But I don't think they were given that position because they're women. I think they were given the spot on the bill because their music is awesome.
That's the same with comedy.
Right.
I think it's actually harder for women to do comedy.
Absolutely. Though. It's like, because the evidence is that no one's laughing if you're not funny, you know? Like,
no, I think it's harder for women because there's a lot of men that don't want to see women be the person that talks.
Oh.
So like when a woman goes on stage and she's commanding all the attention, a lot of men, I fucking could do that. I should be doing that. Women aren't funny. Like, there's a prejudice about women being funny. Yeah, sure. Yeah, there definitely is. There's a prejudice amongst men that some women aren't funny.
Huh.
Yeah, and then there's like, what do they talk about? Like, if a woman's on stage talking about politics, good luck. It's hard enough for a man to talk about politics, but when women talk about politics, again, there's a certain percentage of the male population in particular that don't want to fucking hear it.
Right.
You know?
You want to change the subject?
No. I just think it's a more difficult road, but a lot of women make it. And, you know, those women are very popular.
Yeah.
But comedy is a meritocracy in that if you are funny, you will, and it gets out there and people get to see it, they will come see you.
Yeah.
And if you keep working on it and you keep writing new stuff and keep putting out specials,
Yeah.
you will have a career.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that don't have a career and they attribute that to sexism in some way. And, I go, well, did you do everything you could? Are you sure? Did you improve? Did you write a lot? Did you work on your act? Were you self-critical? Were you objective? Did you analyze your material and rework it and hone it down to a razor's edge? You probably didn't.
Right.
And you're probably mad, and you're probably trying to attribute all sorts of external reasons as to why you're not as successful as other people.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always going to be that, but then there's always going to be people who rise, and most people will look at those people that do rise and see, especially if those people are very dedicated and they worked hard, they go, well, there's obviously a merit to that.
Yeah. Well, these are the standards I have for myself. Like the way I see the world is like, I can't make excuses for my shortcomings or my inabilities or failures and say it's someone else's fault.
People love to do that.
I know.
It's a fucking sport.
Yeah, well, that's where you pretty much lose me.
Yeah, it's just you're wasting so much time too, and it doesn't work. First of all, people don't believe it. When you blame other people for your lack of success, other people don't believe it. They let you talk, but they don't believe it, and they don't respect you because they know that you're looking for excuses, and they'll listen, and they may even agree with you, like, yeah, you're getting fucked over, yeah.
Right.
But really, it's how you behave, what you do, how you think, how you go about doing things, whether or not you can work.
Yeah.